Every morning, May walked down Maple Street on her way to school. It was a quiet neighborhood, lined with old houses and towering oak trees. But there was one house that always caught her eye, number 42 with its bright red door. It stood out like a beacon among the muted grays and browns of the other homes. May had never seen anyone come in or out of that house, but she always felt a strange pull towards it, as if it held some kind of secret. One crisp autumn morning, May set out for school as usual. The air was chilly and fallen leaves crunched beneath her feet. She turned onto Maple Street, her eyes automatically searching for that familiar splash of red. But something was off. May blinked, rubbed her eyes, and looked again. Where the house with the red door should have been, there was nothing. Not an empty lot, not a construction site. Just nothing. The houses on either side seemed to have shifted closer together, as if number 42 had never existed at all. May stood there, frozen in disbelief. She'd walked this street every day for years. How could an entire house just disappear overnight? It wasn't possible. She must be dreaming, or maybe she'd taken a wrong turn. But no, this was definitely Maple Street. The old oak tree with the crooked branch was right there, and Mrs. Chen's cat was sunning itself on the porch across the street, just like always. At school, May couldn't concentrate. The missing house consumed her thoughts. During lunch, she decided to ask her best friend Liam about it. "Hey, you know that house on Maple Street? The one with the red door," she said, trying to sound casual. Liam looked at her confused. "What house with a red door? I've never seen one on Maple Street." May felt a chill run down her spine. But it's always been there. Number 42, right between the Johnsons and the Smiths. You must have seen it. Liam shook his head slowly. "May, there's no number 42 on Maple Street. It goes from 40 to 44. Are you feeling okay?" May's mind reeled. How could Liam not remember? She'd pointed out that house to him before, she was sure of it. But the look of genuine concern on his face made her doubt herself. Was she going crazy? After school, May rushed back to Maple Street. She had to see it again, to prove to herself that she wasn't imagining things. But just like that morning, there was no trace of the house with the red door. The space where it should have been looked wrong somehow, like a gap in a row of teeth or a missing piece in a jigsaw puzzle. Frustrated and more than a little scared, May headed home. As she reached into her backpack for a house key, her fingers brushed against something unfamiliar. Frowning, she pulled out a key she'd never seen before. It was old and slightly rusty, with flecks of red paint clinging to its surface. The same shade of red as that missing door. May's heart pounded. Where had this key come from? She certainly hadn't put it in her bag. She turned it over in her hands, feeling its weight, the grooves of its teeth. It felt important somehow, like it was trying to tell her something. That night, May tossed and turned, unable to sleep. The mystery of the vanishing house and the appearance of the strange key swirled in her mind. Around midnight, she got up and looked out her window. The street was quiet and dark, but something caught her eye. A faint red glow in the distance. Without thinking, May grabbed the key and snuck out of the house. She followed the glow, her feet seeming to move of their own accord. It led her to an empty field at the edge of town, a place she'd never been before. And there, standing alone in the middle of the field, was a door. A bright red door, exactly like the one from the missing house. May approached it slowly, her heart racing. The key felt heavy in her hand. She reached out, inserted it into the lock, and turned. The door creaked open, revealing nothing but darkness beyond. May hesitated for a moment, then stepped through, the door closing behind her with a soft click. And just like that, May vanished, leaving behind nothing but an empty field and a mystery that would haunt Maple Street for years to come. The house that doesn't exist had claimed another victim, its red door standing as a silent sentinel, waiting for the next curious soul to stumble upon its secret.